contract?
Yeah, you can read my contract.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'm pulling it out because like there's other stuff in here. It's not just the contract.
Oh.
It's like my homework. So go ahead.
Did I read it out loud?
No. It was not easy to write, let me tell you that much. It took like half an hour. I didn't. I wanted to make it even, like, the original one was going to be like 3 pages, but it was just...
Possible compensation.
It's possible.
How is the compensation determined?
Well, we make money. And so...
It doesn't specify the compensation.
Yeah, that would be it. That would be later on. That's why it's just possible.
10 days within notice.
I had to read that thing like 3 times.
That one I just copied off something else, obviously. That one is, Alright, Ainsley, you can read it while we go to the thing. Welcome to the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else?
Someone else.
No, it's just you, Ainsley. We do have a big announcement. We have Connor has been very busy this semester. He's a busy boy. So we have added a new guest, a new permanent host.
No, you haven't. Wait, that's what that's about. You're the host.
Did you not read the contract?
Blake
I didn't know he was the official host.
it literally says it at the top. It's the first word or something. Blake literally just signed on as a permanent host for the podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he signed a contract, which runs indefinitely, so it's forever.
Wait,
Blake,
so once Daniel leaves, can you find a new host to replace him?
well, we're not at that point yet.
I'm just,
We'll worry
no,
about that
that's the
when
end
time
of the year.
comes.
Like, is he going to continue this once you leave?
We'll worry about that when
We'll
we
have to
time.
draw up a new contract.
Yeah, we'll have a new contract. So Blake will be on as much as he can.
Yes. I'm
He's
really
also
excited.
very busy, but he understands that he is a ratings pull, obviously. And
Okay.
Ainsley will be on when she feels like it.
Yeah, when you let me.
The numbers don't show that you're.
Oh, because no one wants to listen to me talk. I get told to
Yeah,
shut up
I
all
know.
the time.
I mean, I didn't want to say that, so.
You said it.
Right now, Blake's current compensation is candy each time he comes on, which it seems like he's happy enough about.
Yeah. I mean, any financial compensation would probably just be spent on something like this anyways, so.
That's true. We would work it out, but right now, yeah, we'll work out the finances later, obviously. Okay, Ainsley, do you have an announcement? Can you top that?
Anything exciting going on?
No?
That
You
sounds
asking
about right.
this or telling us?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
I'm
think.
gonna move the table in so we can keep so that sound is okay. If that's okay.
No, that's pretty mellow at the moment.
How was English? How was Lish?
Oh, Lish was great.
It's English for the kids. That's what the
Yeah.
kids are calling it.
Oh, really?
Lish, yeah.
I was just too focused on my loud midterm tomorrow.
Yeah,
that I
you
couldn't
have a
focus on
loud
Lish.
midterm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
You also Blake.
I
You also
do.
have a loud midterm.
I do, yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. It seems like you guys have a lot of loud midterms. How many is that? 4?
This is our third one. It's just normal.
It just seems like okay. I don't know.
I feel like midterm should be like the middle, but there's 3 middles.
Midterm just means tests during the middle of the term, as opposed to the end of the beginning.
Alright.
And you were very excited, Ainsley, to roast me today.
Oh, we're calling Daniel
I
out.
am not calling
apparently.
you out on recording.
Apparently, you're calling me out.
Really, you were very excited about it.
I was excited about it until I realized how
This is
insignificant some of the things were.
Because they're not real things.
Yeah,
No,
Did
one
you
of them
tell
is.
Blake?
One of them's a real thing.
You didn't tell Blake any of them. As I remember, I told you to tell Blake ahead of time, so that way you didn't look stupid when coming on air.
and she did not. So.
Yeah, and now she's just not saying them, which now we have to know. Just give us one example.
No, I can't.
Give us an insignificant one. We promise we won't say anything.
Of things that you annoy me with?
Oh, is it just things I annoy you with?
That's
Or
not
like
what I
my-
was under the impression.
What
of
would
you
you want
were.
an impression of?
You said things to call him out for.
I do
Yeah.
have some things to call him out on, but I don't want to call him out on them live to the
So we're not
tens
live.
of viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not live. Like maybe
We're
he'll
not
fix
live.
it by the
I
time.
could edit this out if
Just
I wanted
bleep
to.
over everything.
Yeah, we'll just put a siren over it. Okay, then what are the things I annoy you with? I need to know so I don't annoy other people.
You need to know.
Yeah, so I don't carry on.
I don't know how much you attack people during drill, besides us.
Is that one of the things you were going to call him out?
That wasn't a call out, that's just an annoyance.
Okay, I can stop doing that if you'd like.
But it makes it a lot more interesting.
It's
It does.
more
I feel like it
interesting.
keeps the drill more interesting.
Then I get yelled at for talking.
Otherwise, we're just playing. That's because Carl is afraid to tell me not to.
I was afraid of you.
No, I think he's afraid to tell me to stop talking. Because I'm not necessarily afraid, but he doesn't think I would listen. Probably.
I mean,
I think the fact that you're like 3 years older than
that's
me
what I'm getting at. Yeah.
oh, I keep forgetting that.
I think Carl is a little worried about his level of authority on certain things.
I don't know.
I mean, if Carl told me to stop talking, I would, but I understand why he feels that way. But maybe Carl and I need to sit one-on-one.
So then, as a first year, I could just get roasted
Yes.
every single rehearsal.
Well, because he feels that the level of authority there is more
Superior.
obvious. Like, what do I do that annoys you?
What do you do that annoys me?
Yeah. Keep the list short, by the way. I know you can go on about it. but-
Let's see.
just so Ainsley gets an example, so she can get warmed up. I guess is what I'm getting at.
Alright. I don't know. Nothing specific comes to mind. But give me a second.
Okay. So this was supposed to give Ainsley a second, but now we're giving
Now
you
we're
a
giving
second.
you a second. Yes.
Wait, I need like a
Maybe Ainsley can give you
A
something
minute.
while you give me a second.
Yeah,
while you
we'll
give
just
a
keep
second.
bouncing back and forth until one person says something.
I need a second.
I mean, that was a real thing. That's fair.
I mean, that's an understandable.
That's what I'm calling you out. I'm not calling you out. Like I hope it's obvious that it's a joke. Is it not?
Oh, I should have nodded.
Sometimes it is.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes I am calling you out because you're wrong.
But I feel like you can't take Daniel very seriously.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I didn't get him for the first month of school. I had no idea what to think of this person who just kept making like comments to me and then staring dead, no smile, anything. And I was like, is this a joke or is he serious? So I was kind of like intimidated by him for a good couple weeks.
And Blake was not.
Daniel is the kind of person that you get nervous saying dumb things around because he'll call you out on it really quickly.
Which is probably why
I think
he
it's funny, though.
was afraid to say dumb things about me.
Yeah.
Apparently I say a lot of dumb things. I didn't think I was that dumb.
No, you're not dumb. Well, how are you defining dumb?
Like every time I ask a question, everyone kind of looks at me like, really?
Well, yes. I guess everyone, just Blake.
I mean, I'm gonna say every single section leader and a lot
Peter
of people in the
Tilly?
section.
Ryan Schumann?
Oh, Ryan, of course. Because he tried to be
Ryan doesn't know
he tried
what's
to be
going on.
understanding about my dimensions.
No,
He's like, can you explain it to me? Just like, I want to hear it from your perspective.
About your dimensions?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, we're there for that.
No.
Dimension hopping?
What are you talking-
Oh, yes, I do know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
apparently Ainsley
Oh, wrong.
can go to other dimensions.
Don't say it like I willingly do this.
Oh.
Well, but you said you can, and she has, and she is currently in a different dimension. Whenever she
Okay.
does it, apparently people and places change, and it really freaks her out.
Did you go to the simulation talk?
No.
I loved it.
It was like a physics.
Yeah, I
lecture.
also hated it at the same time because they said stuff that like we're like, I don't like that. Basically, there's no proof, and I don't know how to explain this in a way that doesn't make me sound crazy, but I do think at 3 points in my life, I have jumped to another dimension possibly,
Okay.
and things have shifted since then, including people and places.
Okay, go ahead and
Oh, I hate
describe it.
like, so the first time was in high school, my senior year. At least when I noticed. Here's the thing. Okay, actually, I'll back up real quick. Although I know that I don't know. I think that I have switched 3 times more recently. I think it's happened a lot more unnoticed, and that's why I think everyone has, and they haven't noticed it before.
Okay.
So you know how there's certain methods to dimension jumping. You know there's certain methods.
Assume we know nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a method with mirrors involved and another one with cups. So I think maybe I've accidentally discovered a third. And I've been doing it unknowingly. You know what I mean?
No.
So, why is there a mirror or a cup method?
So there's a collective group of people that have been like, this works. Personally, I don't think those work, but enough people have said it does, so I'll be like, yeah, that's an accepted truth. The mirror method involves at night, at dark, with mirrors. So you'll be sitting in front of a mirror in the dark, and basically through it, you're seeing a different dimension, and you're trying to switch places with it.
Okay.
And the cup method involves a similar thing, but where you're pouring like water back and forth between certain cups that have like labels on them and everything. And those are more you trying to switch a specific thing in your life that you can't immediately change yourself. Like, it's not something that you would be able to change in your current dimension.
A past thing or a current thing?
I think it was something that like could change the future. Like, you can't change what happened in the past.
Okay.
Although I do think you could access dimensions that have a shifted past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you explain deja vu? That's a run-in with another dimension.
Okay.
Now you just stared at me. I don't know how I feel about that.
There's other explanations for deja vu.
I don't like them though.
Okay.
Whatever you like best, Ainsley.
Yeah, whatever you like best is right then. Okay. So what are the dimensions? So describe your dimension hub.
How do I describe it?
That's
No,
what I just
you've
asked.
described it before. I remember.
I have
You said
described
like
it.
No,
you
let's
walk
let
around.
Blake describe it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
please
yeah, what do you
mansplain-
like? Why did you describe my
Can you
own?
please mansplain your dimension hub?
Hi. I remember you said you were walking around campus and buildings like look different and
Mhm.
people act differently.
Peter Chili.
Elaborate.
No, I'm not gonna elaborate on him. I'll elaborate on the buildings. I feel bad elaborating on a person.
It's okay. He can take it.
No, and also like someone.
We
one
talk
of my
about it on
other
like every
friends-
episode of this podcast, so it's fine.
Yeah, I guess it'll get brought up a lot. I don't know, but certain buildings, like I went into one of my friend's apartments and there was stuff that was just off completely. Where like certain rooms, like 2 of them got switched from what I thought they were. Does that make sense? Like on that side of the thing, they were flipped from where I remember them being.
Uh-huh.
And that kind of made me a little uncomfortable. And then certain things within it just seemed like I wasn't in the same place as I was before. And that one was the big one that little like shook me because I've been there a lot and it just didn't seem right anymore. So that makes me sound crazy. And I asked them. They didn't switch rooms. They thought I was just an idiot and didn't know where they lived.
Okay.
Then there's some classrooms where stuff is moved.
Did your linear algebra class move?
You mean lounge?
Sorry.
Come on, use the terminology.
That's
That's
actually
what
the
the kids
first.
are saying.
That is the first time I've ever heard that before.
Really?
I just made it up a few hours ago.
I see.
So,
Apparently it's catching on. Have you heard lineage?
yeah, people say
I
linear.
think I've heard that like a couple times, but
I don't like that.
We're starting a
Lounge is
new
much-
I just say linear.
No, lounge.
But linear what? We don't
Yeah,
know what you're
linear
talking
could be
about.
anything.
A lot of things could be linear.
But most of the people I discuss it with all know exactly what I mean. So that's
Well,
Maybe you
now
should
they'll know
expand
what
your
lounge
friend
is.
group.
maybe I should.
Yeah, now they'll know lounge. Just sleep it. Just sneak it into conversation.
Lounge, and then the next one is lish.
Yeah, but because English is just too much.
English is too much sometimes.
Do you have
Blake's
dark chocolate?
digging
Don't
for
you wait?
buried treasure.
No,
We do not. I'm pretty sure it's all milk chocolate. Did you want dark chocolate? I can.
I did. Next time you get candy,
I can-
random word.
I can go to Publix and buy some
What
dark
are the
chocolate.
purple Skittles?
Those are the wild
mixed berry.
berry
They're
ones.
wild berry. Yeah.
Not as good, but
It's different.
it's okay.
It's different.
I'll go with the Twix.
That might be the last twist.
Sorry for the interruption. No, there's another one.
Did I tell you how I thought I was going blind the other day?
Do you ever like do normal things?
Well, yeah, normally, but
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I did think I was going blind though the other day. Like, I was like 2-3 weeks ago. Should I notice that? I brought it up at
I
this
don't know how
point.
you can't.
I told this story to Steven during rehearsal and I just got laughed at in my face. But I had woken up to go to Loud on, I think it was a Friday.
Wait, you got up to go to Loud?
Yes.
You were
I
there?
did. No. But that's the story turns. I didn't actually go.
Oh.
Because I woke up and I wear contacts, so I
Mhm.
wake up in the morning and normally can't see. But for this particular morning, when I put in my contacts, I still could not see out of one of my eyes. So I started freaking out, thinking, oh no, do I have like a double contact in there? But I like washed out both my eyes and I put my glasses on and I still could not see. And I got really concerned
You
about
couldn't see
that.
at all.
No, like this one, so my left eye was perfectly fine, but my right eye wasn't focusing.
Okay.
Like I would look around and I could focus it for like a second and then it would just like blur in and out of focus constantly.
Mhm.
So I was freaking out. I went to Stamps and I was supposed to go to math at 8 a.m., but unfortunately couldn't make it.
You're going to
You
what?
mean lounge?
Lounge.
Lounge?
I was going to Lounge at 8 a.m., but I had to miss it and went to Stamps instead. I walked into the front desk and I just went to the lady. I was like, I can't see right now. Can I get an appointment as soon as possible? And she was like, we're kind of booked right now, so you're going to have to wait a couple hours. I was like, no. Like, I need to go in there right now. And I forced my way back in there and canceled someone else's appointment that felt bad for me.
Oh, gosh. What?
They were waiting there too, and they were like, I mean, I'm going in like half an hour if you want to take my spot.
I'm bleeding out right now, but go ahead. Your eyes.
They weren't bleeding out. They had like, I don't know, sore throat or something.
Oh, they can wait. Sore throat, really? I'm gonna go to Stamps for that.
So I went back there, and I ran into Denise, the one who posts the photos for the band.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who she is?
Yeah, she's like a nurse there, right?
She's a nurse, but her son used to be in the band.
Yes.
Like a long time, like maybe 8 years.
She told me all about it.
I think her son's like a couple years older than I am. Yeah.
But I saw her, so I was like, hey, Denise. I don't know what her actual name is, though.
Denise Fish.
Fair?
Denise Fish Fair, I think is her
Fish
full
Fair?
name.
Okay.
Like Fish Space Fair. You looked it up today, right?
I hate fish, so it's okay.
Okay. Denise Fair.
Denise Fair. And I went back to get my eye checked out, and they looked in it, and the nurse, it wasn't her, it was a different one. It's like, there's something weird about your eye. Like, let's put some chemicals in it and like see like what's wrong in case you like cut it or something.
Some chemicals in it?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. You're okay, you're a chemical guy.
I should not say that.
It was neon. It made my eye turn like a neon color.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're asking me what chemical that is.
Yes.
That's
I
not
feel
how,
like you would know that.
That's not how that works.
Why wouldn't you know that?
That's not how you identify chemicals.
What's a safe chemical you can put in your eye?
I don't know. I don't wear contacts, so I don't know much about
You
eyes.
don't, do you?
I don't have glasses or contacts right now.
Well, I was wearing my glasses because I was like, glasses are better than putting something in my eye if there's something wrong with it. And I was also trying to finish a post lab at this point that was due at 12, so I was freaking out because I couldn't type. And she looked in my eye after the chemicals were in there, and was like, "Yeah, I'm seeing some overlapping circles in your eye." I was like, "What do you mean overlapping circles?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know. It kind of just seems like there's one circle here, and then the other one on top of it, but like slightly moved over, and then another one on top of that."
So you had multiple contacts.
So I went to wash out my eye, and on the way out, I pulled out 4 contacts from one eye.
Oh my gosh.
And I went back to the nurses, and I didn't want to tell her that I had contacts in there. I was like,
No,
I don't know, I washed
should.
it out, there was nothing there.
No, you should have said what it was. So
It was an hour and a half in at that point. I'd been in the Stamps for an hour and a half trying to figure out what was wrong with it. So I went back there, and she's like, fine, we'll just look at your eye once more. She goes, those overlapping circles have disappeared now.
But like, it'll help them for future people if you tell them what was wrong.
No, I think she knew.
I mean,
She knew.
It's like you leave and come back, and now they're gone.
Well, her question was, because she asked this earlier, was how did I end up getting so many contacts in my eye at once? Which I don't even know the answer to that question. How did I get 4 in one
How
eye?
did you not know it?
Well, that's the thing. I take them out before I go to bed, and then I put a pair in the morning. But I put an extra one in that
they
morning,
stick
and I
together?
thought I took one out. So I think I may have had 3 in my eye the night before. But I don't know how I went through the day with 3 in my eye.
How come you could go through the day with 3 contacts and you could see perfectly fine?
That's what I don't
But then
understand.
the 4th one, like, ruins it.
Exactly. Well, no, it was room before I put the 4th one in.
So maybe you had 2 in, and then you put 2. They stuck together. I don't know.
I think what I may have done was I had the 2 contacts in yesterday, and then I thought I took them out. And then I put 2 more in, but instead of alternating eyes, I may put 2 in the same eye.
That's the most likely situation.
And then I put a 4th one in, and I took the 4th one off, but still had 3 more in there. And then I put another one back on later in the day, thinking I needed it.
Like, I just got lost in what you said, but well,
All I know is there were a lot of contacts.
there were a lot of
in my eye.
contacts.
But yes, so that I had assumed I went blind, but obviously I'm just dumb, and the nurse thinks so too.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is that a phone that I see, Ainsley?
You know-
this is
You
a-
know the policy, don't you?
Yeah.
No,
I'm now
I was not aware of
officially
any
a-
policy.
Well, as soon as Daniel signs it, I am officially...
What is
Yeah,
the
he is
policy
a
then?
host.
Let me know
I
if it's
feel like
policy.
I feel like I now have an authority to
Yeah.
tell you to
He is
get
the
off.
Carl of the podcast now.
Exactly.
She doesn't get it.
Okay.
You were working on your post.
Oh.
You were working on your lab that was due at noon that day.
Oh, I was. I do that normally during lecture.
Well, because earlier today you said, and also you were working on Loud's homework that's due tonight, right?
Come home with you tomorrow.
Coming over to tomorrow. Earlier today, you said that you usually don't wait until the last second to do homework, and there seems to be a pattern of you.
When
waiting.
I say usually, I mean before this year.
Okay, so not usually. Currently, you do not.
Well, currently she
That's
does
it.
wait for the last second.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Currently, she waits until the
You got
last
it.
second. What if you didn't do that? I'm just offering that as a suggestion. You don't have to listen.
No, that's what I used to do.
So what changed?
I'll show you what changed.
Like, did your study
I
habits
have a
change?
prop.
Honestly, I'd say it got a little bit better.
Yeah. High school is meant to be about getting ready for college in a way, right? Defining and enhancing your study habits and your study skills.
So starting in January, I kept a journal, a bullet journal.
Okay, there's a lot of just colors and non.
Well, I like to
important
design
things.
it.
There's a lot.
There's a
of
lot,
drawings
yeah.
in
I
there.
like to do a lot. in
You don't
here.
seem to be journaling a lot of important things.
Well, no,
seems to be
it tells me
mostly-
what I need to do. But if you notice,
Okay, it seems to be mostly
I stopped in August and never picked it back up again from there.
And why not?
Because I got distracted.
By what?
Band camp.
That was
you didn't
3
have-
days.
This was the
For
first week
the
of school,
previous
and I
weeks?
stopped after the first week of school.
Did you not have band? Yeah, as Blake said, did you not have band the previous years?
I did, but not like, I don't know.
This is
High
granted.
school
had
band
stuff
camp
to
was
do.
a lot more intense than the college band
Yeah,
camp.
but this is
too.
kind of
Mine
hectic
was
because it's a new
different.
area for her.
Yeah.
especially,
Yeah, that's true, but still.
But still, after that, though, you
Yeah,
also
we are
have the
currently
next week.
over 3 months removed.
The next week, I didn't do
You
it.
could have easily picked it up at some point.
Well, I tried picking it back up this week, and then I never filled it out.
So you didn't really pick it up back up this week. You just never did.
Yeah.
Just drew.
I just drew the days of the week in fancy lettering.
Well, my advice would be to pick it back up.
I've tried.
And what
It
happened?
takes time. It takes a lot of time.
Okay, then find some other way to organize your time. That doesn't take as much time. I mean, Blake will talk about what he does.
I have
What do you do?
I have a planner already that already has the days of the week. So
So maybe that'll be easier if you have something that already has the.
I tried that, but it wasn't as fun.
Well,
it is more.
I like
practical.
doodling.
at some point,
instead.
it's not about being fun. It's
About getting your work
I'm
done.
getting my work done.
Because as I said, you're not gonna when you take the CS class. I assume next semester, right?
13 cents.
Yeah, that class is all about if
Are
you
you?
if you turn everything. First of all, I think I'm good at that class, but
think
I can
you're good
actually
at
help you
those
with
classes.
Really?
as opposed to lounge, which is I'm kind of fuzzy on. Lounge, I have to fake my way, but
You were the one who was trying to help me with my last midterm.
I know, and I had to fake my way through a lot of it. You couldn't tell? Blake could tell. But then I use MATLAB, and I'm taking that class right now, so I use it a lot. Anyway, that class is all about turning stuff in on time and like doing the work on time.
Yeah, apparently like the weekly homeworks are pretty hard, but that's like a pretty
That's
big
it.
chunk of.
And if you do that well on those, or if you understand those, and that's what the test is, or the tests are.
Who do you have?
It doesn't really matter.
I don't have Canton, but I have the other one that's pretty good.
Was it like the class is like the next hour?
I think so.
I think we have it together.
Really?
Ew.
We have a lot of classes like.
Yeah, at some point it'll branch
You're
off.
not
Probably
supposed
next
to be
year
in my
it'll
knowledge
branch off.
class, though.
No, but I am now.
Anyway, yeah, that class is all about don't wait until the last second to do the homework.
I won't though.
That's how people like if you survey people that failed the class or didn't do well, and they say what would you have changed, they would pretty much all of them would say start the homework earlier.
I think everyone says that about every class, though.
And it still stays true.
And for the freshman classes specifically, at some point you don't have like it's not as
Yeah, like you haven't done the chemistry or the linear homework.
I have done the linear homework. I just haven't finished it. I have
it's due
4
tonight.
problems left.
It's due tonight. And how many are there? 10?
No, there's 2 sets.
There's 2. It's like 7 and 5, something like that. So there's like 12.
Okay, so she's done.
questions.
She still has.
I've done
quite
all
a
but
lot.
1 for the first one, and then half of the second one.
Okay,
And the chem I haven't started.
I haven't done if you really need it because I'll be studying that tonight.
but you're not advertising sharing homework answers on the podcast, of
No,
course.
absolutely not.
No, you're helping her with it.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
not
trying to help her
reveal it?
learn because we have a test in the morning.
You do have a test next morning in Skiles.
Yes.
Although he has to go to his real testing
I
period.
do. That means I get to sleep in more.
Ainsley's showing a picture.
No, someone just sent me this. Did I send this to you? This is when at family night we were trying to get you to take a photo for us, and you took a selfie with Josh and stuff.
yes. We took a great selfie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Josh and I look good there.
I just like, oh, there's a Dorito bag just taped right to your neck.
Well, that was my costume. I was chips. I was chips. So. Let's see. I haven't created new game questions. I assumed Ainsley would just talk about
I have a question for you.
it. There you go.
No, I do have a question for you. How are you? I feel like you
That
always
was
ask
it?
about us, but how are you
That
doing?
was it? That's
Yes.
fine. I just came back from a test from a MATLAB related test.
Oh, of course. That's why it's on your mind.
How did it go, Daniel?
It was okay. I thought it was pretty easy, but it was very long. And there were a lot of errors in the test, and the professor wasn't there because when you get to this level, like the professors just don't go to the test, like the TAs proctor it.
That's what they're doing in the chem
Do they?
as well, yeah.
Well, she walks through. She just has.
She is
like,
there.
Who's she?
Oh, I have a different professor.
I have Doyle.
Oh, does he not go to the test?
No, God
Oh,
no.
he's supposed to. Well, then, yeah, he's at that point. Some of them go, like for my evening test, they don't go. I guess is more accurate. Like, because they don't want to say at 6 o'clock on a day that they didn't want to have to.
I have an unrelated question.
Okay.
How are you opening your Starburst so like?
Do you not know how
neatly?
to open Starburst?
Like this is what
properly?
mine turns out like, and yours is like.
So,
that.
we're gonna have a real quick.
Like, let's look at our like previous wrappers.
There's a proper way to do
Just
it.
think about how they're wrapped, right?
Yeah, I undid from the top.
So you see these things.
Let me show you mine.
So you have to describe for the listener.
Okay.
Of course.
There's you're holding a Starburst. I'm eating one right now as I talk.
That's
We'll do
okay.
your first.
Okay. So it's wrapped, and at the bottom is where the little flaps are.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of peel out the flap. See,
You can
now it's
go
open.
from the side and the bottom simultaneously depending on how the flap works. Too.
So now I pull up this flap. See, now it's virtually open. Now you just reach on this flap.
You can
And
take
you
this
unroll.
flap.
Slowly unroll
And
it.
you unroll.
See,
Now
And
you
then
have
do you
a-
need help with the next part?
no. Okay, mine is I pull on. Okay, there's 2 ears on the top of the side.
You have to be careful.
You
with
take
those.
one and you pull it.
No.
No, see that ripping sound?
Sometimes it
Not
doesn't
good.
rip, sometimes it does, and then you
That's
just kind of
literally how
like,
you don't do it.
oh, this is really bad. Normally it's better than this. And then you find it and you be like, oh my god, whoa.
No, you have to
there
use
it is.
You have to use the bottom and kind of play with it until.
And then you just like pull this and peel across, and then the bottom normally pops off, and you have that left.
No. Well, some of these are pretty firm on there actually.
Yeah, but it's not too hard to.
But yeah, it
do
shouldn't
that.
be too difficult.
I'm like stuffing it under a GameCube controller.
If you could not do that, so we know what's trash and what's not. Blake has a nice
It's all
pile of
trash.
trash over here,
Mhm.
and Ainsley is just on her phone again.
No, it's not.
Did you have a problem? Okay, so why don't we have to go back like 5 conversations?
Well, it's because Ainsley keeps like shifting it all the time,
Yeah.
so you kind of forget where you are.
I'm sorry.
Here we go again.
Somebody,
Go ahead.
somebody told me in the car the other day. We were driving and we had music going. I was like jamming out the music, having fun. They turned on the music and go, Ainsley, I think you need to get tested for ADD. Because apparently I'm too like all over the place. I disagree.
I mean, everyone's on the spectrum, right? You're just higher than the average person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I just like to distract myself easily.
Perhaps, and perhaps that's why you've been struggling with your time.
No, I'm not struggling with my time. You think I'm struggling. I'm
I
doing
mean, I'm in
perfectly
these
fine.
same classes, and not to brag, but my chemistry homework was done a long time ago.
How long ago?
Yikes.
We haven't even gone over the stuff that it's on.
You're right, but it was done within an hour of finishing the last lecture over that topic, though.
You can also read ahead, like that's.
We also have different chem professors, so I think we're in different places.
See, my,
Because we just started that stuff.
Perhaps.
stuff. Yeah, but I mean, if you've learned it, then
We haven't learned it though.
But
Then
also,
how
you
you-
have to get used to homework being ahead of lecture. Like that happens, and that'll happen a lot more too. As you go on.
But I mean, what if I finish tonight? I'm still finishing it
You're
ahead
gonna-
of the deadline.
You'll have to read
it's the deadline.
Tomorrow at 8.
8 a.m. Really?
8
Or
p.m.
You'll have to
When's
get.
yours?
Mine is mine's on random days at 8 p.m.
See, that's why we have different things.
Then maybe you could talk to your professor about that.
D cubed?
Triple D.
Triple D. That's it.
Can't remember the nicknames.
He calls himself Dr. D squared.
Yeah, I don't like that. just lump all the D's together. Why would you separate the D's like that?
Yeah.
Put all the D's in one. Right click.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well Ainsley thinks that through.
No, I'm just looking around your.
There are also there's nothing here to look at.
I know, that's why I'm like observing. I'm like, what is there that you've added?
There's nothing here. We have not added any. This is the same dimension you're used to.
No,
don't have
that's
to
not
worry
what
about
I'm
that.
saying.
This is so nice, though. I can't wait to get into an apartment style.
I know.
Is it? It's just fine.
No, I
I guess
need
I'm
to
used
have
to
a
My
kitchen.
dorm is the size of like
Of the room,
this space,
of
right?
the living room.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, it's bigger in here.
No,
It's
because
not.
the
The
beds
beds make it
the
look
beds make it
smaller,
look smaller.
Oh, I guess so.
The beds take. It's
Yeah.
probably about the same
It
width,
looks like it's about the same. Yeah.
but it's probably
So
not
we
as
could fit a
long.
full kitchen.
Yeah,
in the
this
dorm.
is slightly longer than my dorm, but I'd say
Because of the kitchen. Well, no, I mean if you cut it off like right.
I'd say like
then
a little.
I'd say it's like halfway between.
What do you think?
Where
the
that
cutoff
carpet
right
is?
here
I don't
and the
remember.
actual bath.
Great
Uh,
visuals for everyone listening.
We're just talking about the room size.
Yes.
It's
I feel like it's
very
higher
sizey.
ceilings.
It definitely
The
is.
ceilings change based on each building, though. Some buildings are higher than others. Elizabeth's apartment has pretty high ceilings.
Yeah.
Did you ever live in the North Ave apartments?
No, but I've been there
the
a lot.
Gulp, right?
What?
The Gulp.
No, that's not it. It's just GLC.
Isn't that where you live though?
Yeah, I did live there for a while. I lived in North Ave, but I do know people that did not like it though.
Really?
I feel like everyone hasn't liked
I
it.
feel like I might
Oh.
want to end up going into
Why? Did you not? Oh no, they haven't sent that out yet. They're all pretty much the same though. To be fair,
I mean, they
they're all
look kinda
dimensionally
like this.
basically the same. It's,
Yeah.
it's like location and other things. Like if you want to, I don't know, depending on where your classes are too. But for you, it doesn't really matter.
I feel like North Ave is so far from everything now.
I mean, North Ave
No, it's
is
close to like the stadium,
yeah.
close to Tech Square.
I like kind of like where I
Okay,
am
really
on
nice
East
one.
Campus, but I still think I might prefer over here. But
I love it over here. It's so much more.
I liked it over there. I liked it on East
I like
Campus
it.
for a while, but
Yeah.
it's good to have both. There's things on each side. There's pros and cons. Like that's much closer to the MARA station if you're traveling a lot.
I feel like in the fall, coming back from like football stuff and
It's
like rehearsal
so
sucks
nice.
for you guys.
Oh no, but football games is.
Football games are easy, and basketball is closer there.
I guess basketball and volleyball.
Basketball's closer. Volleyball's closer. Like,
It's
rehearsal-
faster to like Clough and.
People make a big
Styles
deal
and
about
stuff.
walking for rehearsal. It's like 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. But they could do it. In
But it's like
It's not
2
that bad.
minutes for me though. That's the only thing. Like, so I took
Okay,
a
so
nap
you're
and I
saving
could
10
wake
minutes.
up right there.
So you're saving 10 minutes. That's
I don't know.
It's not that bad.
It's
I,
fine.
I hear everyone complaining about it.
I mean,
People like to complain here.
I
though,
complain
but then-
even if it's not that bad. Like
It's-
walking over there, it's.
it's
I'll
fine.
complain, but then I'll still.
I still haven't been to either of the dining halls over there.
Really?
Yeah, and see, Blake has been to 2. That's the other advantage. You get more choices.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm
West
stuck with
Village.
West Village and I'm sick of it.
There you
already.
go.
West Village is. It's okay. I like having what I have because then I come here enough to where it's still really good.
It's
Yeah.
not really good. Don't use that.
Well, okay, it's still
It's
the food
fine.
is pretty good. It's decent.
It's good enough.
Speaking of West Village, last time I was here, we talked about the teas. They've replaced the teas.
Oh, haven't they? I didn't check them.
Yes,
I
they
haven't seen you
have.
in like a week there.
Hmm?
I haven't seen you in like a week over there.
How often do you go there?
Like
Also,
every
I haven't
other
been
day.
eating there.
Every other day, maybe. Because I just go for the water. Drink from the water bottle.
For
That's
the
literally all I
water.
do. That's literally all I do.
Do you have your own water right there?
Yeah, but I like the water better there. The tap water in Georgia is
Just
kind of
like a filter.
Yeah, we do have a filter right there. It gives me something to do. It gives me. It's a nice walk.
I mean, West
Mm.
Village is cool. It's just too busy most of the time. when I'm
It is
there.
very busy, but I'm not getting food, so it doesn't matter. I guess that-
Yeah. But like,
They also
Do you
close
ever-
it all the time.
do you ever like go there just to do anything else besides?
I have in the past. I haven't much this semester. I might. It depends. I guess.
If you ever
maybe
need
on
a
the
meal
weekend.
swipe, hit me up.
Well, Carl's using more.
He is. Oh my god. But also,
like
other
you don't
people
use
are.
4, right?
Depends on the day. I actually do.
I think they
What's
should
your
change.
average?
My average is probably 3.5.
I think
That's
they
what
should.
Ryan said.
I think they should change it to like a week thing. Like they expire at the end of the week or something.
Yeah.
Because a day, no one's. I mean, that's the whole point. They want you to not use your meal swipes
Yeah.
or something to make money. But
That's why I feed people. Because I use like 2.5 maybe.
yeah, you should probably eat more. Though.
No, because I make myself stuff in my dorm.
Well, don't do that.
Do you have a pot I can borrow?
Like what kind of pot?
Like
We only have a couple pots, and we use them pretty frequently. So
like a lid and
like we have
a
that.
base?
We have that.
No.
We have a big one.
Like a.
The one you remember from dinner.
I don't remember, but probably more like that one. I'm trying to ask around to see if anyone has one I can borrow. For
What are
like
you
a
trying
week.
to do?
How big?
I'm gonna be making stuff in my dorm.
Like what?
Like one of the things is like a pasta chicken thing.
What if I just make it for you?
No, there's no fun in that.
See, you're already paying for meals.
Yeah, that's
So
the
it's
thing.
just
Why
like-
are
I
you
know.
like
Not
Matt?
necessary.
Matt eats breakfast in his dorm, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I eat breakfast at
Yeah,
Willis.
no, he eats it in his dorm. Like he has
I
his own
did that for
breakfast.
the beginning of the year and I gave up.
Matt like has his own breakfast. I'm like, don't do that.
I have my own dinners.
They have enough options.
The only time I ever eat in my dorm, I have like a couple things that I'll eat really late at night when things are closed. But
Mm-hmm.
Although they're open late night. Aren't they
Oh,
open
yeah,
until
they have a new
Well,
menu
they're
now.
technically open until
Until 2?
midnight. Nav,
Or
yeah,
that-
Britain closes like at
Oh.
8
They close
o'clock.
at like 8. Like
Yeah,
usually.
and then Nav closes at midnight. But if you go, like it's so packed and they don't have any food left later at night.
That's true. But why are you eating that late?
Because I'm just always hungry. I don't know.
I guess so. Go to
Are
sleep.
you awake?
Yeah,
that
go to
late?
sleep.
That's the real question.
You have your homework
It's
done.
called homework because I get it done.
Oh god.
Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
I
to
did
attack
go
you like
one
that.
day earlier this week where I didn't do work the entire day, and I was like, "This is probably problematic."
Yeah, I thought you were bragging about that for a second.
Although I've done that, but I also have the work done. That's why I don't. Like I don't have any
No,
homework
mine was
due
like
until.
it's due later.
I have homework due in not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. That's my only homework due for the next.
Seriously?
And I have a project due next Thursday.
I had a project that was due today, and then last night they pushed it back to Tuesday.
How was that Lish project? That Lish
The
presentation.
list one?
No, Lish presentation. Lish.
It's basically
presentation.
done because my group did the entire thing
And
yesterday.
you did nothing.
That's the kind of
Exactly.
person that
My
is.
assignment though was to analyze a poem, so I was going to do that this weekend.
Weren't you supposed to have that done today?
No, because they didn't tell me what poems to do.
Oh, so
couldn't
you're
decide.
just following along what they tell you. How many people are there? 4 people in the group?
5.
5? Okay, so there's 4 people doing work and
No, there's
there's
3
you.
people doing work, and me and this other guy.
And what do you 2
So
do?
you
We
really
were
wanna
analyzing
do-
the poems, but we had to wait for them to do their part first, so that we could do our part.
Is that how it works, or is it
That's
really?
how this particular.
Okay, what are they doing then?
What did they do? They created a nice little slideshow about our author and like a summary of the book that we read.
Why couldn't you start analyzing the poem then before that?
Because
You
I had to
still
read
did
the
it.
book.
You still opened
Yeah,
the
see, that's how you
project.
open it.
But it's all ripped.
But you don't. You okay? So you just haven't read the thing.
No, I have now.
When you hadn't read it like 3 hours ago.
I read for it in
You
English.
read during it, Lish. Okay.
No.
While you were supposed to be working on the project.
Mm-mm. We were talking about a different book
Okay.
that I didn't read.
You know they have assigned seating in Lish.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's more like we all sat somewhere the first day,
Mhm.
and now he expects us to be sitting there.
Oh, is it easier for names? Is that why? Oh.
I mean, everyone sits in the same seats that they always do in every one of my class. Well, except for
Lounge?
Lounge, yeah. But I know
Which class?
Lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. But also, those classes are big enough that professors don't care about your name. Or they want you to come to office hours and get to know them on a personal level. That's how you do better in that class, Ainsley.
Oof. I'm doing fine in lounge.
Really?
Yeah.
You said you did poorly on the last exam.
Oh, I did.
Okay, so that doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, but like.
But you have tutoring today for lounge?
I do, but I don't know if I'm going or not. I
Well,
should
you
go.
do have to cancel
Yeah, they
like more
charge
than
you.
an hour, or they
They
charge you
charge you.
$15.
Actually, 24 hours.
For more than 24 hours?
Yeah.
You can't.
So like it's already too late.
I
Didn't
think if you. Oh, really? That's true. It is 24 hours. If you have a real excuse, you can't do it then. But you just don't
I'm
want to do it.
recording a podcast.
And that's not a thing.
Why don't you just go? I mean, it can't hurt.
I know. It's just
Yeah,
the.
you will not leave. No, like
I think I'm with the same person I went with yesterday, and she basically made everything worse for me.
who was that? Just call him out.
Oh my god.
This
what's
comes
her
out in
name?
like 2 weeks, so it's gonna be too late.
I can't remember what it was like. Started with a V.
Well, that narrows it down to everyone.
No. It was
See,
Var something.
Actually, I can probably let me.
I
Flip the
can
list
look
of
it up
tutors.
if you really wanted to.
I can also flip a list of tutors.
Yeah, if I saw a list, I can put her name.
Not GC band.
Why do you have a list of tutors?
Well, in the Slack.
Oh, so tutor
Actually, it
Slack.
could be anything. Yeah, the tutor Slack. Well, like the tutoring center.
But
Slack.
you don't actually do that now.
It's like
I will be. I will be doing plus for a class in the
Oh,
spring.
what class?
A class you guys wouldn't be taking.
Can I hear what class it is?
It's a chemical engineering class.
What if I switch to? Oh.
Then you still wouldn't be. For those that missed it, Blake just threw up a skill and caught it in his mouth.
Pretty impressive.
That hurt a lot,
They
though.
changed the green Skittles recently. You
Because
did
he's
that,
at
right?
To what?
It used to be. What is it now? It's lime.
No, it's still green
Oh, it's
apple.
green apple. No, it used to be lime.
I also like to point out that when I threw that up, it hit my tooth.
It did.
That
It made
hurt a
a
lot.
nice noise.
I'll try it again. Not gonna
Was
hit
it
my teeth.
Vanessa?
No.
Vaishnavi?
2 for 2.
No.
I'm gonna butcher these names. Is it Varnita?
That one. Varnita.
Oh wow.
I gotta say, wasn't a fan.
I don't know who Varnita is. Maybe if I saw them in person.
I've had her twice now,
Oh, really?
and both times hasn't been a positive experience.
I'll tell our supervisor. He'll fire. He'll fire
No,
me.
don't.
No, I'll be plus for CHP 2100. We're piloting it in the spring. and they wanted someone who had experience with plus for most of the class. That happens to only be me. So we're testing it out. It'll be something interesting to do because that kind of classes would work well for plus. You don't know because you don't go to the sessions, but even though you were sitting next to the lounge, she's sitting next to the lounge plus leader at lunch. She's like, I don't know.
I was struggling with my homework, and I really wanted to ask her for help.
But she can't help you with homework.
I know, and I was like, "Hey, Daniel, can you help me with this your homework?"
Yeah. 'Cause technically, I guess I could help. Okay, we can wrap up soon. Ainsley has to get to her tutor appointment,
What
obviously.
time is it?
It's 2 something.
I have to be every 3.
Well, we're already 40 minutes in. We can stop soon. No,
Is this
do you
one
have
of your
more?
shorter podcasts if we stop now?
Oh.
Is it what?
Is it one of the shorter podcasts?
No. Usually they end up somewhere between 40 and an hour.
So 50.
Wow.
The recent ones have been like 40 to 50. Depends. 45 is kind of what we aim toward, I think. Although, Blake, we can discuss that obviously as a host now.
I can't.
Have you already like what are the ones you've published recently or whatever?
The ones we published recently? What about them?
Recently.
Like what were the most recent ones? Because you've already done the
Everything has been published. Everything we've ever recorded.
really even the one from like last week with Carl and Tanner.
Yes, that just went up
Oh.
this past Tuesday. That was called. Oh, I couldn't think of the name because So the name was Nice Halloween Stories.
Okay.
It's almost Christmas.
Yeah, we got a whole thing.
Actually, we got Thanksgiving.
Then Roommate Antics, and then the Breaking Bad one, and then the NFL one, which you'll be on the NFL one.
Yeah, it's this Sunday. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although-
I have it down on my calendar.
Time wise, this podcast will come out after the NFL one, so
That's
it'll come out
okay.
for like 2 weeks. That's just the way we're recording it.
When are we doing it on Sunday?
I don't know, we didn't discuss that.
Okay, 'cause is it gonna be like during a game?
Yeah, that's why I did it during the game, but I don't want to do another 2.5 hour podcast. That was not easy to edit. On YouTube, I didn't want to
Do you
upload
edit it?
Well, I have to like
Put the theme song.
put the theme in. Basically just put the theme in, then export as MP3. But I also make a video for it that I put on YouTube. So putting a 2.5 hour video on YouTube would take a long time. And I was also editing this Monday night, and the podcast comes out Tuesday morning. So I have to stay up all night waiting for it to render.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, I just clipped out 30 minutes and said, see the podcast for the rest. So it's a load of 30-minute video, and then it goes, and you have to check out the
You're
podcast.
leaving those views on a cliffhanger.
I mean, they could literally just go to the It's, most people don't listen on YouTube anyway. So
Where do you listen instead, though?
Most people listen on like their Apple devices.
Apple devices.
Yeah,
But like, what if you don't have access to that? I feel like YouTube's
Spotify,
I've watched it on Spotify.
Google Play, Podbean. People do use Podbean.
It's just Spotify.
Was it like Anchor.fm?
Anchor.fm/. That's where the feed is, and then we disperse it to. We'll go over Blake, obviously. We'll go over the back end of how it works. It then gets sent to the other places: Castbox, Podbean. Tanner knows the rest. YouTube. But if you go to Anchor, the links are there.
Did you seriously make him a host?
There's a real
Did read the contract.
There's a contract.
Oh my
And
god.
he has. And
You
he's-
haven't signed it though yet, so he's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has signed it.
I did write the contract. though,
But
so.
it has your signature blank.
Also, he's been on the last like 5 episodes.
I know. He
No, he
has.
skipped one because that we did with you, me, Matt, and Will Smith.
What did we? Oh, we did do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have bad memory.
He's also a ratings poll. People like Blake.
Is it because you like send this out to people or something?
No, it's because
No.
he's a straight white landowning man. So that's what people like these days. He should be sending it out more. We have to work. We have to
Well,
work
now
on
I'm
our.
an
You gotta
official
broaden to
host.
Texas.
We have to work on our marketing.
Yeah.
Actually, you should. I'll send you the flyer, and you can print them out and start hanging out. Or maybe
Okay, I'll put them on like
Put 'em
the
in Smith, yeah,
like,
put 'em in there.
Yeah.
Wait,
Put 'em on
you're
your
gonna get
door.
some random people listening to this.
So.
There could be.
Oh, that would be
Well, there
weird.
definitely are random.
Oh,
people
that's gonna be
listening.
so weird.
I don't know. There's people that listen outside the U.S.
Well, you know how like a lot of times you're talking about people that we know, so you use like first names.
Yeah, that's
so
why
you'd
it's
be like
confusing.
Peter.
That's why it's
So everyone's
confusing.
gonna be like, who the hell's Peter?
Exactly. But
That's kind of part of the fun. People have to figure out who we're talking about. Sometimes we use last
Like, remember
names.
rehearsal when like so and so said this? They'll be like,
We don't use.
What?
We don't do that specific. We don't keep it that specific. I try to tailor the conversation so it stays fairly generic. If you do get into, you're mostly the one that will call out individual people.
no.
and individual
Ryan
instances.
calls people out. I
Ryan
don't.
did that once.
Yes, but I don't call people out.
Or
I
he
still
called
need to
it-
go back and watch that because you talk about it all the time.
She does. I don't know why she loves that episode.
Yeah.
No, it's
She
just
loves
it's
Ryan
really
Collins as well.
prominent in my head. So like,
You need to get Ryan back on then.
Yeah.
there's just like certain things I remember very well, and then some things that are just non-existent.
Maybe you were in a different dimension.
Yeah.
On.
Or
No.
you're just forgetting.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I just have amnesia. I don't know it.
It's okay. It's possible.
Is it? No.
No.
You wouldn't be able to realize that, would you? You'd forget
You
it.
need to see the movie Memento.
Huh?
That'll help you.
I just saw The Matrix for the first time 2 days ago.
That sounds confusing for you. It just seems.
It was an
Yeah.
experience. I loved it though.
Seems like it'd be
it was
confusing.
so
I need to
good.
give you a list of movies that would be too confusing for you.
No, not too
Like
confusing.
Blade Runner, Arrival, any of those sci-fi movies, just too confusing.
Well, at one point, I
Eternal
forgot
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. No. Yeah. See, even the title confuses.
we were watching it. There were subtitles, and it was like, oh, like
The
the EMP, whatever. And I was like, what's EMP? And then the character was like, what's EMP? Oh my gosh! And that happened at least 10 times during the movie, where I would ask a question and then they would
So,
just answer it 5 seconds
Have you
later.
seen Get Out?
No.
Oh, there's a character in there that's basically you. Like, have you seen Get Out?
I don't think so.
There's a character in there that's like, he's like, no, don't go in that door or whatever. You know, like, plays into the horror movie tropes.
I was like, I'm probably the best
They're good,
viewer
like-
for this movie, though. I was like, what they want someone to be thinking the whole time.
Not necessarily.
You don't want them asking those questions, and then immediately have those answered later. I'll be like, oh, what is that guy
part,
doing
yes,
right now?
but I mean the rest of. I don't know that you were specifically who they were targeting.
Oh, probably not. No, but I enjoyed it. Have you ever seen Bill and Ted?
No.
Do you
It's on
not know what that
Amazon.
movie is?
I know what the movie is.
Because I didn't realize that Keanu Reeves was in Matrix and Bill and Ted. So
He's
the
done a
entire
bunch of
time
things.
watching it, I just imagined
Also in
Bill
John
and
Wick,
Ted.
it's a little confusing. And Speed.
I don't know those movies.
Those are movies.
I don't know movies.
Okay. Blake, what do you have going on in your life?
What do I have going on in my life?
Yeah.
Lots of school. It's a very exciting time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. We're coming up around the holidays. We have to record some extra ones, or we can record over Skype. We'll talk about that
Over what?
over Skype.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
want to fall behind your schedule right
I
as you
know.
become host.
It is pretty easy to record over Skype because you can record a Skype convo.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't you
So-
get bad quality though?
It depends on the mic you're using.
But like if you're using this and he's using like that
I usually
computer.
just use my laptop. My laptop sounds fine.
My laptop audio is normally pretty fine.
Yeah, it's fine. People don't care.
Yeah, wait, why am I like
We don't have a
worried about
budget on
quality?
this show. And depending on how they get, but like it's very easy. Anyone who calls in, like it just records the audio, so that's why Skype is pretty straightforward.
You're gonna have people call into it?
No, I mean like if it's like no matter how many people are on the Skype
I see.
meeting or whatever.
I think it'd be like, oh, we got caller number 3 coming in now.
We have worked on calls, but we don't have a live show, so we'd have to tell people when we're recording and then have people call in. We have had
Yeah.
someone call in. I think we had Noah call in or something.
No,
That'd be really funny though. If you
the-
just like
from-
called people
Oh.
during the.
We could. Do you want to call anyone?
Do we have time?
Who
We have
could we
time.
call?
Ainsley doesn't have anything going on. She has 10 minutes.
Do I actually have 10 minutes? No, it's longer
10
than
minutes is all you should leave.
Oh no, okay, I have 20 minutes.
That's okay. Depending on when you want to leave. Okay, who do you want to call that I have? Huh? Whose number I have? You want to call Nadia? Oh, she's probably busy. It has to be someone who's not busy.
Who doesn't have a life?
Tanner, what's Tanner doing, Andrew? Do you know?
Oh, I do not know.
Oh, we'll call
It's
Tanner.
not where he used to.
I saw him walking with his girlfriend earlier, like 45 minutes ago. So
45 minutes ago? Okay, so he's probably not busy. Let's see. Theoretically, we should figure out how to hook this up to the actual audio.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
If Tanner answers.
Hey Daniel, what's up?
Hey Tanner, what are you doing?
I'm walking back to my room now. What's up?
Oh really? Where are you?
I'm at the student center.
Ah, what are you doing?
I was eating dinner, lunch.
What'd you get?
Penny Express. Why?
Express. Yeah. Did you get the? Did you do the chow mein or the fried rice? I'm always confused.
Why? I did the white rice. Why?
You always do fried rice. Interesting. Blake, did you have a question for Tanner?
Did I have a
Did I have a question?
This is Connor there. Are you recording a podcast?
Yeah, we are recording. We have Blake and
Why
Ainsley
didn't you
here.
tell me?
You're live on air.
Surprise.
Okay.
In fact,
Hello
Tanner,
everyone. Hello podcast.
Okay.
Can I come if I'm on the way back? Can I come and be on it? Is there still time?
You probably by the time you get back, we'll probably just have ended.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna end in a few minutes here because Ainsley's got to get going.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanner. When I was on the way here, I passed you and I like tried to say hi, but you were too far. And I was gonna be like, I'm on the way to the podcast. I guess you're not doing it today, but.
Shoot.
Is
So
Tanner
sad.
aware of the new
Maybe
host?
maybe some other time.
Should we let him know?
No, Tanner's not allowed to be a new host, so
No, but you know that.
he'll figure it out. All right, Tanner.
Yo, okay.
We'll talk later.
Hey,
Thanks.
thanks for letting me know. Bye.
Yep. Goodbye.
See you, Tanner.
He doesn't know about Blake.
Tanner has been trying to be a producer on the show.
That's what I'm wondering.
But we don't let
Are you
him.
gonna get some
No,
jealousy?
he's not allowed. He's not allowed.
Does Tanner seem like the kind of person that would get offended like
Yeah,
that?
he would not get jealous. You're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, we'll wrap it up now because Ainsley has to run to her tutoring session.
I'll meander my way over.
Yeah, I figured you would.
We just hop into a different dimension.
Yeah,
I'll be there in a
faster.
minute.
be in a minute. Anything you want to plug before we head out?
Oh, I wish I said yes.
What? For what?
I don't have anything, but I want to.
Okay, Blake, anything to plug here?
I'm excited to be new host.
Yeah, we'll talk about the back end too as well. The compensation. I'll show you how the wheels work.
Sounds
Is that the phrase?
plan.
I'll show you
I
how.
don't think it's
That's not the phrase.
Wait.
Okay, that's it.